All right, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, March 2nd, 8 a.m. Price of Bitcoin currently at 49,000 and some change. We've made some very good stride after putting in a low down here around $43,000. And the question I think on everybody's mind is this the low? Are we going to come revisit some of these areas down here? Or from here, do we just keep blasting off and putting in new highs? So I'm going to start answering some of these questions based on my thoughts, based on the way I analyze markets. And then, of course, our proprietary indicator suite that we use of exactly how that is forecasting market movements. Okay, so we're going to cover Bitcoin on a smaller time frame, larger time frame. We're going to cover all the fundamentals that have gone in for Bitcoin in the month of February. I'll also show you guys, exactly what Austin, who is the city former portfolio manager, and I talked about regarding the bond markets and how they can impact U.S. stock market and crypto. And then from there, we can build a more complete picture of where we are and where we might be going into the end of March. So first things first, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. I do videos like this, not very often for public, but for my Advantage members, I do 2 videos a day every single day. And they get a huge amount of benefit from this. And additionally, we have the Bitcoin trading channel right here, the altcoin trading channel, and then the DeFi trading channel. All these, I put out a ton of analysis, what I'm seeing in the market, what I potentially see breaking out, or trades that I'm entering, or things that I'm doing in the markets. All this is posted for my paid members, which are the Advantage members. And then additionally, we have another challenge, which is the 5K count challenge. I've spoken about this before. Basically, at the beginning of the year, right around December 31st or so, I started off with a $5,000 account and showing my Advantage members exactly how I've traded that account over and over again. With the trades that I've taken, whether it's wins or losses, I show my Advantage members everything. And as you could see, right, we've had a ton of wins, a ton of account growth. And so for the month of February, we actually closed the account with a 37% gain. And the total PNL that we've had from the beginning of the year till now has been about 174%, right? So pretty much, consistent growth so far month on month. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the month of March to really kick ass. All right. That's pretty much it. That's all I got in terms of the 5K count. Let's get to the analysis, right? So first things first, on the 15-minute time frame, what we have is, in this area right here, okay, I really like the fact that, first of all, this area, February 14th weekly open, which also happens to be the previous area right here, which was, let me make this a little bit different color. Okay, if y'all see this area right here, right, this was all previous resistance now turning into support. Okay, very, very good sign in my opinion. And looks like, BTC is gearing up, for further move to the upside. Okay, so I would probably figure that the next big area of resistance is right in this pocket right here, where price, kind of got rejected in this resistance block between 51,350 all the way up to about $52,200. Okay, that would be sort of the next block of resistance I'd focus on. And say if I was to take a long position right now, I'd enter here, I'd place my stop, just below the pivot right here, right? So right around like 48,000 or so, and I'd target 51 to 52K right here. Okay, that would be probably the easiest long position in my opinion, based on the structure that we're seeing right now, because this is very clean to me, right? Previous resistance now turning into support. As long as we hold that support, this should be pushing higher towards the next resistance level, which is up here. Okay, let's check out the pivots and on the weekly basis. So we have the pivot on the weekly basis, and once again, that happens to be perfectly aligned with the pivot right here, which is around 48,690, which is also the February 14th weekly open, right? So like I said, holding the pivot opens up doors to about 51 to 52K right up here. So just keep an eye on that. Now, I had drawn a different count for my Advantage members, and I stated that it's possible that maybe we're doing something like this, which is, so let's turn off our indicators, all right? So it's possible that we might be doing something like this, right? Which is, we have an internal sub count, which is, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're finishing off the 5th right here, which again, is between that block of, I don't know, like 51 to 52,000, however you want to count it. And then this sub count right here finishes this big wave 1. Then we have a big wave 2 drawdown, which the reason I say that the wave 2 comes in deep is because I generally believe, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I generally believe that at some point, March, or rather monthly opens and weekly opens that you can see right here, which is around 45K, right? So these just came up on Sunday. So I generally believe that these tend to, get retested as support. And once you find that support, quite likely that, we might be gearing up for a bigger move to the upside. Okay. Because what you effectively have is, algos come in with this level right around, a key area of weekly and monthly opens. And say if price does come down, retest this level, this is enough to shake out a lot of people. But then, algos will actually defend this level very strongly and, pretty much accumulate all the selling that happens in this area, absorb it, and then drive price up, right? It becomes a very sort of easily visible level. And most people don't want to pay attention to because price actually looks like it's dropping very violently. But, obviously the algos know that this is a very key level to defend, and it becomes a very easy level to defend because everybody just keeps selling, and all the algos do is just put up, iceberg walls, and you just absorb in this area, and then you just start driving price up from here. Now it's possible that, maybe the sell pressure is heavy, maybe the algos just kind of don't defend this area, and this is just, a very thin wall, and it just breaks right through. Then we head towards these lows. That's also possible. But I would figure that at least over here, we'd have some sort of temporary bounce, maybe a little bit here. And then if we have to roll over, we might. Okay. So anyway, point is, 45,000 would be the level that I'd be paying attention to. And that also makes sense because we finish our 5-wave count up here. We pull back for deep wave 2. And then we blast off for a big wave 3, 4, and then 5, putting in new all-time highs, right? So this could go up to like 65, maybe 70K. Now the caveat to all this is, say for example, if this is not a distribution, right? If this is not a distribution, we must break above this area and especially clear 55K. Then we can start talking about this not being a distribution. If we stay in this area, right here, and we do some garbage like this, chances are we may still be in a very complex count, maybe a distributive count. I don't really know yet. I also think it's too early to tell, okay? But what I will say is, I feel pretty good about Bitcoin moving at least into this pocket right here of resistance. And I wouldn't be surprised if we break it to the upside, but I'm not going to bank on it yet. I'm just stating that it's possible. I think it's it looks like this is a very nice consolidation right under this resistance block. I'd probably figure a decent move to the upside is pending. Okay. Now let me see here. So talk about that. Let's check out the daily pivots, right? So this is, or not the daily, I guess this is a monthly. So this is another great part, right? We bounced off very perfectly on the monthly pivot right at the open of March 1st, right? So this is looking like a pretty good candle so far. Now we just need continuation to the upside. Maybe we consolidate around here, going into the rest of today, or maybe we just put in a very nice, bullish candle. I think some of this is also going to be dependent on how the stock market kind of opens too, because huge selling last week in the stock market. And we actually spoke about this with Austin, this video right here. If y'all want to go check it out on our YouTube page, It's the Alpha Trades. And we spoke about this with Austin about, why exactly are the U.S. equities and crypto markets impacted by the bond markets? What are, bond markets? How do they impact the U.S. equities in terms of money rotation? Why are they important? All that stuff is in this video. So I make sure, to cover everything, cover all the bases. Please do watch this if you get a chance. It is a fantastic video, lots of education in here. Okay. And you, of course, get to hear from a veteran who's been trading financial markets for 40 plus years of how he is positioning himself for the rest of 2021. Okay. So you talked about BTC. Let's talk about ETH, right? So I believe that ETH has gotten a lot of hate, a lot of sort of speculation about it not being the best smart contract platform or ecosystem platform, and I just don't buy it because I believe that maybe ETH is not perfect, but it is leaps and bounds ahead of any other competing ecosystem there is, whether it's by speed, whether it's by not speed, but rather whether it's by reach, whether it's by network capability, whether it's the amount of people supporting the platform, the amount of projects that are built on the platform, anything really, by any metric, ETH is leaps and bounds ahead of other projects. Now, you might talk about the network congestion it has, the fees that it has, but I think some of these things are actually being solved, right? Because I know Vitalik put out a proposal recently trying to get rid of gas fees and make the network a little bit more cheaper to transact on. Congestion wise, I know ETH is working on it, but the reason I'm defending ETH, not because I'm a huge ETH bull or anything. I like ETH. I also like other projects, but I think that you have to take it in stride to understand that when it comes to growing networks like Ethereum, the fact that they have network congestion and high fees just means that the network is utilized heavily, and that's a good sign. Most other networks don't have that problem. ETH has been doing this for like 6-7 years now. So it's a tried and tested network. Just like Bitcoin is a tried and tested, settlement layer, transfer protocol, right? So you have to sort of give credit where it's due, which is when it comes to tenure, right? Tenure meaning the amount of time ETH has spent in the market being successful and not letting other projects come and take over it. And the fact that other people still choose ETH, that means that ETH is valuable. And I think it's actually undervalued even at current prices, because the fact that Cardano is moving at such great speed, I'm not trying to say the market is wrong or anything. I just think that my money is better spent in ETH, because I think ETH was probably being slept on much more. Obviously, Cardano is appreciated greatly, but if I didn't get to catch it down here, I don't know if I want to buy it up here. Versus ETH, in my opinion, again, this is not financial advice, ETH is at minimum maybe like a $4,000 market cap project, maybe 5.5, 6. That's a good 2-3x from here. Right. So for me, it makes sense that betting on ETH from the fundamental standpoint, from the fact that other projects are building on it so heavily, the fact that people are using it so heavily, makes me still pretty bullish on ETH. But at the same time, I will say Binance has come up as a pretty darn good competitor, and Binance has a huge way to go in terms of reach and build of projects on its Binance Smart Chain, but is doing a phenomenal job the last couple of years. Okay, so keep an eye on Binance as well, because Binance has a much smaller market cap, right? So let's do CoinGecko. Okay, so let's check this out, right? So if we go to home, we see ETH currently at a $181 billion market cap. Binance is at a 38 to 39 billion. So we are about 4-ish X away from the ETH market cap. right? Not saying that we have to surpass ETH, but let's just say ETH grew 2 or 3x from where it is right now into the rest of 2021. So that puts it, that's what puts ETH at a market cap around 500 billion or so. Cardano will be put somewhere around, I don't know, 150, maybe 200 billion, right? So 500 billion, 200 billion, right? I think these are possible, but Binance, I think, has a much more higher chance at getting to that 200 billion. And I think Cardano might stall. I think Cardano, might calm down and maybe it doesn't go up as much anymore. I think BNB will probably start taking over some of the Cardano market cap. Polkadot might be doing that, right? These are all things that you need to pay attention to. Why exactly is Cardano moving up? Yeah, maybe it gets to 200 billion, maybe it gets to 150, but I think the chances are much higher at BNB and Polkadot. So let me see here. So on the DEX side, right? You guys know very well. So I told my Advantage members that I think a couple of weeks ago I took this trade in Cake. So this is your decentralized, the DEX, right? We're still up about 85, 86% in our position. I got in around 685, and once again, for my Advantage members, I post all this stuff in these channels right here. If I'm taking a trade, say in the DeFi space, I'll let my Advantage members know in these channels of exactly how I'm taking that trade, exactly where my entry is, stop is, target profit is. I'm not telling anyone to copy me. I'm just letting people know exactly what I'm trading, right? And how I go about analyzing the markets. Okay, so if you're here to copy trade, this is not the community for you. I just show you guys exactly what I'm doing. All right. What else? Oh yeah, so Cake is obviously one, right? I think Uni is another, which is, in my opinion, has huge upside potential. Now, I think the platform that is really being slept on is Sushi. And I'll tell you guys some other great things about Sushi. So Sushi has this proposal that it may be working potentially with Solana and Serum. Okay, so Solana is its own sort of ecosystem, kind of like Polkadot. It's trying to be like the DeFi ecosystem, right? And Sushi might be that DEX aggregator that might be placed on the Solana ecosystem and partner with Solana, partner with Serum, which is again the liquidity provider. That's the limit order market book automated market maker, if you will, AMMs, right? They call them. And so Sushi would benefit greatly from that partnership with Solana and Serum. And that is in this news info right here. I swear I posted this. That's that one. Let me see here. I swear it's here somewhere. So it's called the Bonsai proposal, right? You guys should read up on this. Very, very cool idea. You can see right here, it's a proposal for building out Sushi Swap on Solana and Serum. Okay. Very, very informative, proposal. I think it would be really, really huge for not only Sushi, but Solana and also Serum. And you guys know very well, I'm very bullish on Solana, very bullish on Serum. And I think whether that proposal happens or not, I think both Solana and Serum are going to benefit greatly anyway. But it would be huge if Sushi Swap were to build on the Solana ecosystem. Okay, so I'm very bullish on Solana. I'm very bullish on Serum. I have a good amount of, spot in Serum, and I'm very bullish on Solana. I don't have any Solana spot right now, but I'm definitely thinking about getting in some, right? But Serum is like the same kind of exposure. If you're exposed to Solana, you're exposed to Serum in the same way, which is that they're going to be equally beneficial, going into this DeFi bull market, which I still see is going to happen the rest of 2021. Because I think there's so many great things happening in DeFi, whether it's, the NFTs that are coming up and building on DeFi blockchains, or whether it's, the attention and attraction that we have from the traditional finance world, whether it's people understanding that you can get a lot of yield, a lot of APY in DeFi projects, how fast they are, right? I mean, there's so much interesting stuff happening in DeFi. So if we are to stay persistent, in the rest of the 2021 in a bull market, I still think, DeFi will probably do really well. Okay. And so, even over the last couple of days, here are, some of the DeFi projects that have gained tremendous amounts from the bottom that was put in a couple of days ago. You could see PancakeSwap, 51% gain, Compound, 38%, ThorChain, which is Rune, 36%, Sushi, 35%, Alpha, 33%, Serum, 29%. So all in all, I mean, a lot of these I'm very, very bullish on anyway. And I've let my Advantage members know time and time again to pay attention to a lot of these projects, okay? Or at least the ones I'm familiar with. And so I hope you guys are too, right? I hope you're paying attention to this growing space, this growing ecosystem, and not getting, left behind, if you will. Okay. So let me see here. Talk about that. You could go obviously check out our YouTube page, and make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, The Alpha Trades, as you can see right here, right? The final thing I want to talk about is, Bitcoin's highlights in February, right? Huge month for Bitcoin. And obviously the price reflected that. We put in a massive monthly candle for Bitcoin, right? As you can see right here, this was month of February. We went from a low of 32,000 to a high of 58,000. We had a total open to close 36% gain. And March is obviously off to a good start already too, right? So all in all, things look pretty darn good, right? And this just goes to show that there are a lot of people getting involved. I still do think that we need to get out of the woods in this area right here in this range, and then we can start talking about higher prices. But for now, things look great. I think it's very possible that maybe this was the bottom. And even if it's not, maybe we get a retest down here for a potential buying opportunity. And then from here, could be an add-on to the long position. Okay. Again, not investment advice, just, my thought process on how to go about trading this market. Okay. So I think that's all I got for y'all folks. I hope this analysis was helpful. Make sure you guys read this. This is also on my Twitter feed, right? All the amazing stuff that has happened. From Tesla buying to MicroStrategy buying, BNY Mellon to custody crypto, Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z, allocating Bitcoin to a fund in India. BitPay card adds, support for Apple Pay, which also is now starting to work with, Bitcoin stuff. So all in all, great month in February. Let's hope to close out March and the rest of the quarter strongly. Okay. Other than that, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching. Again, hit the thumbs up. It really helps our channel get the outreach, and I'd really appreciate it. Okay. Thank you.